They are not hiding it anymore, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. And we got a lot of stuff to get into in this video. We have a product a lot of people use that has now been discovered to not be what people thought it was. We'll get into that. It has to do with sort of an electronic device used in the home, something nefarious regarding it. And not only that, we now have apparently other electronics or maybe robots that are apparently replacing a lot of jobs in the not so distant future. We'll get into that as well. Amazon robots. We're going to get into also a ton of other stuff. We got Katy Perry, what she's doing, apparently. We'll get into that first. We also have Sylvester Stallone and a ton of other stuff going on. Let's just get into this. Check this out. So we have apparently Katy Perry finally admits that she is with Justin Trudeau officially. We knew about this probably about 3 weeks ago already. So, of course, she left Orlando Bloom shortly after her Blue Origin space ride, where some are wondering if she got replaced with an alien on the way back because she was acting very bizarre in a lot of her concerts, doing weird dances and just really strange stuff. And some are wondering if she just had a complete meltdown. Maybe there was some weird thing with regards to the backlash from that whole Blue Origin flight. On top of her marriage troubles, I don't know. But now she's with Justin Trudeau, a real man. I'm being completely sarcastic, of course. Yeah, so they're now together. We now have apparently Porsche, the car company, getting caught erasing Jesus. Yes, you heard that correctly. Hey, Porsche, why did you erase the statue of Jesus from your video filmed in Lisbon? Or is it Lisbon? However you say it. As you can see here, they got caught. They didn't have a response. I didn't see a response to the original tweet there. Some people are saying they're not going to buy the car anymore. It is absolutely ridiculous why they would do something like that. It's just, I mean, you see how ridiculous a lot of these companies behave. It's almost like they don't have any sense whatsoever anymore. We talked about Disney recently. We talked about tons of companies over the years, Cracker Barrel, et cetera, and honestly, they kind of are asking for it when they do stuff like that. You have here Kid Rock talking about who he's going to be for Halloween. Check this out.
Who are you going to be for Halloween?
So my whole family is doing Scooby-Doo. My son's going to be Scooby-Doo. I'm Shaggy. So I'm going to kind of dress like you. Big baggy clothes, I got long hair. I'm just going to have a little flask while I walk around. Yeah. There you go. Undercover brother.
Guess what I'm going to be?
What?
Guess what I'm going to be?
Fauci?
A retard. A retard.
There's people still wearing those. I see them once in a while in Kroger. There's still people wearing them. They're still wearing them. It's just like, what? And they're not even old people. I mean, there's a couple old people. I'm like, okay, I understand that. I can understand also maybe if you have a cold, like if you go to Korea, those who have the cold wear them, but no one else does, right? I understand that logic as well. That actually makes sense and you're not spreading it, right? But the whole thing about everybody wearing it is just insane. And obviously in America, this is not going to fly whatsoever. You have here Joe Rogan interviewing Katy Sackhoff. Now, she's one of my favorite actresses from back in the old days, Battlestar Galactica. She was also a Mandalorian. Check this out.
I know. It was really strange. So I was like almost had booked the part, or maybe I'd booked the part. I don't quite remember. And I called my dad, who's a huge science fiction fan and raised me on like sci-fi. And I was like, I booked this job. And he was like, that's amazing. What is it? And I said, Battlestar Galactica. And he went, oh my God, that's great. I watched that when I was, younger. And he was like, who are you playing? And I said, Starbuck. And he was like, oh, fuck. You need to go watch that.
Because, of course, Starbuck was a man in the original. So, obviously, her playing Starbuck, she's playing a role that's obviously going to be very difficult. It was completely different than the original, but the fact is, I play that because she's also in The Mandalorian, and we now recently had, and it's still going viral, this whole thing with Star Wars rejecting the script for Hunt for Ben Solo, this new film that they were going to make. They actually spent $3 million on it. They have like 2 awesome directors working on it. And everyone's like freaking out. Why do they want to cancel this? They're actually putting up billboards. They're like flying planes over Disney saying, why are you doing this? Just make the movie. They already spent $3 million on it. And Bob Iger canceled the movie because he couldn't understand how Ben Solo could still be alive. And that obviously is an excuse as to the reason why they canceled it. I actually know more of the real reason. The real reason is politics. Because it's a male-centered film and it doesn't have all the rainbow in it like other movies. This one is obviously going to be a hit. It seems like all they want to do is peddle garbage movies anymore. And when they have a great movie land on their desk that George Lucas said was an awesome script, written by 2 great directors, you would think like, maybe you should just do this movie because it's going to be awesome. Of course, they rejected it because it wasn't, the right fit for some reason. I wonder why. Anyway, we're going to get into a ton of stuff. We're going to get into this electronic device that apparently isn't what a lot of people thought it was. We'll get into that. We're going to get into also what's going on with these people that lost their SNAP benefits. And we're going to get into even a bigger story with regards to Amazon and these robots. This is crazy. And we're going to get into actually a lot of other stuff. We're going to get into what's going on in England and much more. First of all, I got to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. 4 months worth for $6.97. You're going to definitely want to get that. If you have not already, once the robots are here, taking your jobs, you got all this insanity going on around us. People are worrying about these people that are coming in from, illegals and stuff, taking your jobs. It looks like these robots might be a greater threat, actually. Honestly, you might want to get that if you have not already. Also, this book here, The Lost Ways. Hey, great-great-grandfather, live without electricity, how to build a cellar, do things around the house as they did in the old days. You might need that when Terminator 2 happens. You'll be up in the mountains using the book on how to live without electricity. I don't know. I'm just maybe not joking. I don't know if I'm joking or not. Go check it out on my websites. Link below. I got a membership section. Free for the first month. You get all my videos for free. All the ones that I used to have, thousands of videos, even from 10 years ago, even from 15 years ago, all over there where I actually predict stuff that happened and has happened recently, back a decade ago. Link is in the description. Free for the first month, $5.95 a month after that. Let's get back to the video. So we have here, this lady is talking about some electronic device called a Hatch sound machine and how this device is not what you think it is. Now, a lot of people use this for their family, and just check this out for sleep, things like that.
The season where we dabble in dark arts is what they are proclaiming in that they are dabbling in the dark arts. There is a woman laying in bed dressed promiscuously who is actually messing around with tarot cards. And then you can see that there is also crystals on the nightstand, and an entity that is not seen lights the candles and sets the mood and dims the light and turns on the Hatch sound machine. And then at the end of the video, they also say, "Hallelujah, it's here." I recently posted a video of me throwing away my Hatch sound machine, and it has sparked a lot of controversy in the comments. People are confused why I did, and a lot of people are telling me I'm in religious psychosis. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna clip in a video that Hatch posted to their YouTube channel. This is actually an advertisement that they're broadcasting on YouTube, and I just want to give you a trigger warning that this might be a little bit creepy. It's not terrible, but I'm just warning you in case you're sensitive to that.
It's here, the season where we dabble in the dark arts, set the right light vibes, dress like a small Victorian child for bed, and regulate our circadian rhythm with restorative phone-free sleep. Hallelujah, it's time to sleep.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get that on the screen better. Let's see here. Probably not. This is a TikTok. I don't usually do TikToks too much.
Creepy. It's not terrible, but I'm just warning you in case you're sensitive to that.
Let's play it again.
It's here, the season where we dabble in the dark arts, set the right light vibes, dress like a small Victorian child for bed, and regulate.
So that's the commercial for this Hatch sound machine. Of course, they have other commercials that are completely normal. This one went viral on their channel. They actually deleted it, it looks like, because I went and tried to find it and it was gone. So obviously, that's really kind of bizarre. They're like literally just showing tarot cards, all this stuff. when promoting this device. And a lot of people use this for their son or daughter to sleep. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. It makes you wonder what kind of stuff might be broadcast through it. Who knows? I mean, they may say, oh, it was just a joke. It was for Halloween, but they're literally playing with tarot cards and got some weird entity lighting the candle, right? Obviously not good. We also have this story with SNAP benefits. A lot of people are realizing they can't just buy whatever they wanted to, as they did in the past, that are on the program. This guy here's got a message for him. Check this out.
Food stamps. Now you're going to know what it feels like to be a real person. You could always tell the food stamp people when you're at the grocery store and they got a full cart of anything they want. But us Monday to Friday, 9 to 5ers, 40, 50, 60-hour a week people, we only grab what we actually really need for that week. Welcome to the real world. You could always tell the food stamp people.
Yeah, it's kind of true, actually. I mean, never able to just grab whatever you wanted to, because you got to budget and you got to pay attention to how much money you're spending. You just get what you need when you go to the store these days. Because we don't have like some sort of $400 balance on a one of these cards, right? And you can see it also with just the prices of groceries now have went up recently. They started going up in August. It was sort of level and not really increasing for some months there, but in August it started going back up again, and the inflation started up again. And I noticed it with some of the items I was buying as well. You can see here up 3%. Wow, that's crazy. In a whole year. You can see also it's 0.6% per month in August. And it's just kind of crazy looking at these graphs. It seems like these prices just never seem to stop going up while your wages do not go up. A lot of errors in SNAP benefits. And obviously there's a lot of inflation going on. Grocery bills have gone through the roof, but instead of addressing that, we're grandstanding defending unchecked federal spending. Obviously, this is just overspending and letting people, use the system. In some cases, not in all cases, obviously. There's some people that actually need it. And, but I mean, there are others they put out these videos where they're just grabbing everything and throwing it in a cart. Obviously, most people can't do that.
An aneurysm over people losing their food stamps on November 1st. Here's why.
Come grocery shop with us. Make it go by faster. One of you. This what I pick, and this what he picked.
Yeah, $400. There you go. I don't think I've ever spent $400 because I usually just buy it as I go during the week. I don't like buy a month's worth of food when I go to the store, but I don't know, man. Yeah, so you got that. At any rate, we also have this huge story with robots at Amazon and what they're planning on doing. Check this out.
Would normally require 600,000 more workers, but the company is reportedly looking to fill those jobs with robots and automate 75% of its operations.
We could do this with our robot. We could do this with our technology. That's what we're going to do.
In the near future, Amazon reportedly estimates automation could help it save more than $12 billion and shave about 30 cents off each item it ships. In a statement, Amazon said the leaked documents reflect the perspective of just one team and don't represent our overall hiring strategy, adding that the company is
hiring strategy. You don't have to hire robots.
Hiring and plans to fill 250,000 positions for the holiday season.
600,000 are going to be gone, and they're talking about the future, not now. So the 250,000, that's basically something current, not something in the not so distant future. They're actually conflating two different things. You can see here the great replacement here. Amazon bringing in robots instead of human workers in the future. You can see how they're training them as well. And they would have a 600,000 reduction in workforce. You're probably going to see this in other places over time. Obviously, most companies are small businesses, not these big behemoth ones like Amazon. And so probably in a lot of jobs, you're probably not going to see this happen over the next 5-10 years, but some jobs will. I mean, obviously at Amazon, that's what they're doing. And it's not just those type of workers. It's not just, certain blue collar jobs or white collar jobs. I could be replaced. Okay. Check this out. I didn't even realize this. Apparently this lady here, Julia McCoy, is using an AI to replace herself on video. Check this out.
Verifiable quantum advantage. And what I'm about to share with you isn't just about faster computers. This is about breaking the laws of physics as we've understood them for 200 years. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm Dr. McCoy, Julia McCoy's AI clone. Julia McCoy is the founder of First Movers.
Bro.
She personally researches and writes every script you see me share on this channel.
Dude, as soon as they had Sora AI good enough to look pretty realistic, look what she did. Because I've watched her before. I've actually watched her before, and I'm pretty sure before this, she was literally in the Star Trek costume. Okay, it was her. Now, apparently, she's replaced herself with an avatar, a digital avatar of herself. Actually, it looks pretty realistic. That's pretty nuts, man. At least she's being honest, right? And I think that's something that's needs to be there no matter what. I'm not going to do anything like that. That's insane, dude. If you're not talking on there, I think it's so fake. I just feel like it's fake. You know what I mean? You're programming some digital AI to replace yourself. It's like, what? I don't even want to watch this channel anymore. I used to watch it sometimes. Now I'm thinking no. Now, also, what else is changing? We also have London apparently changing. Check out the new artwork on their subway system.
Look at this. The tube. It's all been spray painted. Look at the state of that. Well, we got some trouble going on here. Just stolen something. So many of these businesses, though, they just throw their cardboard boxes on the floor.
Wait, what is going on with their world? We got robots. We got apparently illegals as well, just like changing the entirety of these cities. In Paris, in London, I showed Paris in a previous video. Literally on the side of the road, brushing their teeth or doing whatever. It's really ridiculous.
More of these bikes just thrown everywhere. And we got a lot of police out.
And of course, there is a lot of other bizarre things going on. We have here British police want to arrest a preacher, a Christian one, because his prayers had caused someone anxiety and stress. And what's kind of curious about it is on the exact, not the exact same day, but on, what was this, yesterday? No, this is today. This one's today. On this one, we have Muslims here gathering in a certain city or certain section of London, and they decided to claim ownership over the entire area. And someone yells, "There's no need for that. We're on the same side." The guy yells back, "No, we're not." And so this is kind of interesting. So, of course, this is something happening in a lot of different areas of England currently. And it's just like, what's going on with the West, man? It's just completely disappearing, turning into something different than it ever was. And it's like they either want to get robots in there or something else. You know what I mean? We have here on this clip, a woman, while she's on a plane during a storm, apparently it was a really bad storm. They were all like kind of really concerned if they were going to make it to where their destination was, flying on this plane. And she went to take a picture of this storm, and she snapped a photo right through the window. Exactly when she did this, a massive lightning flashed in the sky right when she took the picture. And immediately after that, the storm went away. It was just completely calm. Okay. Check out what happened. What was it that she took a picture of? This is amazing.
And she held the camera at arm's length against the window and pressed the trigger, hoping that she might get a picture of this extraordinary sight of the lightning apparently setting the whole sky on fire. Well, she took the film to be developed in New Zealand after she'd landed safely, because as soon as she took the photograph, the storm outside stopped as well. And they came into clear air and landed.
All right, let me show you the picture. This is amazing. It's actually ahead quite a bit. He talks for a while here. Let me show you the picture.
Face. You will one day, but that was what the camera saw. She didn't. A figure in perfect peace.
What's interesting is the person who, let me back this up. The person who did the photos for her became a Christian. Let's see, where's that at? There we go.
Transparency, but this was how the photograph turned out. I don't think you'll be able to see the face. You will one day, but that was what the camera saw. Photograph. She said, "Why do you want to talk to me?" And the photographer said, "Where did you get this photograph?" And she told how she'd held the camera against the window of the plane and how the storm had stopped as soon as she took the photograph. And the photographer and his family all became Christians that afternoon. It was originally a color photograph. I've only managed to, but that was...
This is kind of amazing looking, of course. This is what she took a picture of. And as soon as that happened, then the storm ended. I thought that was kind of interesting. We have here our VP, Vance, opted out of going to the wall in Israel and decided to go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre instead. Check this out. Kind of amazing. I mean, it is kind of weird, you know, because almost all of them go to the wall. This guy decided instead, or VP decided instead, to go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is kind of amazing. You have also Stallone came out, Sylvester Stallone, and said the church is the gym of the soul. The more I turn myself over to believing in Jesus, the pressure is off me now. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. This is what he said. Recently, on an interview, and of course he's done a number of interviews over the years. He did one years ago with Pat here and talked about the first Rocky film, which actually opened up with a scene of a Jesus statue. It's interesting considering the fact that Porsche just erased a statue of Jesus in their recent advertisement. Now you have, of course, also Nigerians being essentially attacked here because of their faith. Every house was set ablaze. Our grains were also burnt down. This is just insane what's going on there. I pray that things turn around in that country. I actually have a friend from Nigeria. His name was Echo. KK Echo, I think is his name. And I haven't seen him in a long time, but we used to work together like 20 years ago when I was an engineer. And he was a pretty cool guy. He's actually a really funny guy. He was from Nigeria. He's an engineer as well. At any rate, also apparently it's going viral right now about Calvinism on X, on the platform X. They're saying that Calvinists are gatekeeping theology. This is what's being said on October 25th. JP posted on X criticizing Calvinists for claiming non-adherents misunderstand the theology, calling it cultish, sparking over 575 engagements. Calvinists like Scott and Kellen responded by arguing critics often reject biblical sovereignty after comprehending it, while opponents highlighted perceived elitism in the Calvinist Arminian divide. The discussion underscores longstanding tensions in evangelicalism over doctrines. It's just kind of funny because I actually used to be on both sides. I used to be a Calvinist and also an Arminian at one time. So I know a lot about this. It was like probably 20 plus years ago I was actually into this stuff. The way I look at it, I see it as actually sort of a false dichotomy, and there's actually more to it. It's kind of like you're fighting, but you're missing the rest of the forest. It's kind of like that. That's kind of the way I look at it. And it is kind of true. Like if someone's a former Calvinist, some Calvinists will act like you never understood it correctly, which I understand it completely correctly because I used to be one. It's very obvious and I think what they don't understand, some of them, is how there's certain things that they believe that fit a misunderstanding on other things. That's why they end up becoming Calvinists. I think it comes back to misunderstanding what is a sin and what is your free will. And if you think everything and anything is a sin, it will seem impossible to be able to do it, to follow it. So like if you think there's tons of sins and you have a really high standard, then it makes it very difficult to meet that standard, which then plays into the doctrine total depravity. Well, I can't do it. No one can do it. Well, maybe you can't do it because your standard's incorrect. That's what I found out. I realized that some of their ideas on what is right and wrong were not correct. And some of the things that they call out as sin are actually not sins. And then it's also sort of the strain of gnat swallow camel, where they'll allow certain things, but they'll not allow other things. It's a little complex, but the whole point is that if you have an unrealistic standard, like you'll notice some people will make hundreds of rules that are not even in Scripture. If you have an unrealistic standard, then it does seem impossible to follow it. And then you will go to this idea, well, then we must be totally depraved because we can't live right. But I don't think that's the case. At any rate, that's my video. I kind of want to know what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.